Welcome to Link Up with Sharon. So happy to see you guys here. Thinking of learning English. Does that give you a headache? Well, that's because you have not found the right teacher or the right way. The key to learning a language is first to listen and to speak. So follow me. Listen to Sharon, repeat after me, and then create your own, all in English. Master sentence with SMV 9. Look at my SMV pattern. Create a complete sentence. Look at my example first. Having more holidays helps those clever men work more efficiently. What elements have I used? Now, holidays, those men. Verb, having, helps, and work. Adjective, more and clever. I use more to describe the noun holidays. And I use clever to emphasize the noun men. An adverb, more and efficiently. This adverb efficiently is used to emphasize the verb work. Work efficiently. And this adverb more is used to emphasize another adverb efficiently. More efficiently. I'm adding one more adverb. Actually. I use this one to give more information to my sentence. Actually, having more holidays helps those clever men work more efficiently. And adverbs like this can be placed in the middle of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. Today, we're not going to talk about adjective or adverb. We will focus on the verb in the action part. Not just one verb, two, and even three verbs. In this situation, we need to know how to change the second and the third verbs. What are the possibilities? We need to know verb forms. There are 5 forms the most. Let me give you some examples. Work, worked, worked, working, works. V2 and V3 have ed endings, so they're called regular verbs. Get, got or gotten, getting, gets. V2 and V3 don't have ed endings. We call them irregular verbs. Be was were, been, being, and is are. They're special ones, be verbs. You can see V2 and V5 have more options depending on their subject. Shall, should have only 2 forms. They're helping verbs. In my earlier lessons, we have learned V1 and V4, and I have shown you how to add ing to the verb. And in the previous lesson, I've told you about ed and how to pronounce ed and other V3 verbs. All right, let's use the verb in our sentence. If there's only one verb in the action part, it changes following the time. Look at this example. He is a lawyer. You can see the verb is. It means this happens now. We use V5, is. He is a lawyer now. I changed this one into was. It means this happened in the past. We use V2 was. He was a lawyer before. Look at another example. She has a house. Wow, how beautiful it is. We use this verb has. It happens now. We use V5, has. She has a house now. If I change it into had, it happened in the past. We use V2, had. She had a house before. If there are two verbs in the action part, the second one needs to be changed. And let the first verb decide how to change the second verb. So I'm showing you some cases that you need to change the second verb into to be one. Her parents will tell her to contact you. The first verb will tell means future. I use V1, tell. And the second verb, to be one, I use to contact because of the first verb, tell. Here, we also have two verbs in the action. And the second one is changed into V1. Sleeping will help our bodies recover. The first verb is will help, means it will happen in the future. And the second verb is V1, recover, because your first verb is help. In this case, two verbs, and the second one uses V4. We girls will go swimming. Woohoo! Nice in summer. First one, will go. It means future. We will go, maybe in the afternoon, next weekend. All right, second one, we use V4, swimming. If you use the verb go followed by V4, V-I-N-G, it means do some activities. Let's put all these patterns together. If you have only one verb in the action part, it changes following the time. Do you remember? If we need the second verb, then we need to let the first verb decide. Maybe to V1, maybe V1 or V4. Now I'm making further changes to the second verb using be verb. So to V1 becomes to be. V1 becomes be. And V4 becomes being. And then I will add the third verb, all using V3. Why am I doing this? I want to create a passive action after the first verb. You can go to my lesson SMV8 and learn more about passive actions. Okay, even you have nouns after the first verb, the second and the third verbs stay the same. Look at this situation. The second verb is to be. We want to be respected. Want to be respected. We have three verbs. When your first verb is want, how do you create a passive action after this want? Use to be and V3. To be respected. Here, the second one is to be. The protesters should decline to be named. First verb should decline to be named, three verbs. When you have decline, then you need to be and V3 to create a passive action. Decline to be named. Here, the second verb, also to be. The politicians expect to be elected. Expect to be elected. Three verbs. When the first verb is expect, we use to be and V3 to create a passive meaning. Here, also three verbs. Second one, to be again. The investors expect profit figures to be published. Remember, we have used expect now again, but with a now after expect. Expect to be published. Three verbs. When the first verb is expect, then you use to be and V3 to create a passive action. You see, with a noun, still the same. Here, the second verb to be, what situation? The plants need to be trimmed. Need to be trimmed. 3 verbs. When the first verb is need, we use to be and V3 to create a passive meaning. Here again, we use need, but only 2 verbs in the action. And the second one, we use V4. The plants need trimming. Need and trimming, 2 verbs. When the first verb is need, you can also use V4 to create a passive action. Okay, let's put them both together. The plants need to be trimmed. The plants need trimming. Both mean the same. Here, our second verb is changed into be. What situation? I let myself be fooled. Oh, I've done something stupid. Let, be, fooled. 3 verbs. When the first verb is let, you need be and V3 to create a passive action. This one, the second verb is being. You can avoid being caught. 3 verbs. Avoid, being, caught. When the first verb is avoid, then you use being and V3 to create this passive meaning. Here, only 2 verbs. Something is not needed, and we only need V3 to create a passive action. I will have my hair cut. Have and cut. When the first verb is have, you don't need be verb. Just use V3. Then you got a passive action. And here it means you ask someone else to do this job for you. So you have someone else to cut your hair. This one, the same, we need 2 verbs only. And the second one is V3. The union leader will get the workers fired. 2 verbs, will get and fired. When the first verb is get, you only need V3 to create a passive meaning. All right, another example. You will see the sale advertised. Will see, advertised. 2 verbs. When the first verb is see, you only need V3. Another one, the residents want the criminal punished. Maybe there are criminal cases in this neighborhood. Want, punished. When your first verb is want, you only need V3. Sounds familiar. Let's take a look. We want to be respected. Remember this example? The residents want the criminal punished. Another want with a noun. So you use different ways to create a passive action after this verb want. Here, our second verb is to get. Not to be. Why? When this passive action is difficult or unexpected or unwelcome, like this, the politicians expect to get elected. Getting elected is difficult, right? Then you use get and then V3. To get elected. Here another example. We use getting, not being. The same as the previous one when the situation is unexpected, unwelcome, or difficult. You can avoid getting caught. Getting caught is not very pleasant, right? Okay, so you use getting and be3 to create this passive action. All right, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Follow me, you'll learn more. Bye.